All right, so now that we finished with the sanding, just okay. And what I usually like to do is I like to take, not this one. Okay. Usually like to take a brush, any brush, and get the excess dust off.
Just a quick warning, painting process is going to be taking quite some time, and I've included all footage just for you to see how I get from this to our end result.
And then what I like to do is start painting. Paints we'll be using this one, black, pearlescent, and I think a little bit of this. Okay. And what I was thinking is, so what I will be doing is this part is going to be black, and then it will gradually go into kind of grayish. So we'll see how it goes. Don't be scared to apply your paints, because we will be mixing them and gradually just going from one color to another.
So, a quick thing I wanted to say is if you feel like you don't want to do the same color theme, you don't have to. Just pick any color that you like. If you don't want to do the gradient transition from one color to another, you don't have to do that as well. Just remember, it's your artwork, it's your choice and your design, so you have to think what looks best on your wall. What you want to see on your artwork, what colors you want to see, what makes you happy. So you can scroll online, maybe look for some inspiration, and do however you want to do. And if you feel like it's too much pressure for you, just do a simple design, do something simpler for yourself. Choose a different, like, for example, leave it white and it's gonna look very nice and modern. A lot of people like minimalistic looks at this moment, and just try and do that. And later, maybe after a few months or a few weeks, when you decide and you feel a little bit more like brave to try and do the same color theme, and you can try and do that as well. So please don't feel kind of pressured on doing something that you don't feel comfortable, because I'm just showing you some tips and tricks on how to. The rest is up to you.
Okay, and then I'll take a different brush. Don't worry, it will all come together nicely. So you just roughly apply. Get quite messy. And so with blending, it takes quite a bit of time as well when you blend your colors. So sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming and you might think, oh, just give up. But don't. Try not to give up. Try to stick with it and you'll see it will be worth it. Take a different brush. No, this is too rough. The brush is very rough. So I'll just probably do that. Don't be scared to go over and over the same place. And what I like to do is I like to take a paper towel and then dry my brush like that. Just so it's kind of nice and dry-ish. And then it's easier to blend those colors in. And then just patience as well. It takes a lot of patience with this sort of art and blending and all that kind of stuff. Don't be too rough. See, in some places when I put too much pressure, the paint comes off and then I have So I took Pearl Essence and it will give that really nice shimmer. And just take your time, don't rush with this. And don't worry if you feel like, oh, it doesn't look right. Give it some time, add more color, and You'll see it will all come together eventually. All right, let me just clean my brush. Okay, let's add some more. And this is what we're gonna be doing. You're just adding, building it up, the color itself. Slowly, no rush. Tap, circular motions, tapping. Just apply the paint wherever you want it to go. Okay. Like so again. Very gently, very gently. In some places, my brush barely touches the surface. Like, for example, I'll show you in here. If I apply too much pressure, it will go darker. And then the less pressure I apply to it, okay. Now we could add some white, and it will go a bit, because it needs to go grayish.
As I mentioned before, it's very time consuming and you will have to use the same method over and over. Every time you apply each layer, it's going to be just the same. You apply the layer of paint or acrylic ink, whichever you use, and then you just kind of slowly try to spread it around and mix it together with the darker color or other way around, however you want it. And yeah, so that's gonna be going for quite a while like that. But as I always say, trust the process and you will be very surprised to see what actually we will have at the end. And I think you will be very pleasantly surprised. And you can see there are some splatters all over the black paint. Just don't worry about it. It's everything is fixable, especially when you're still building that color, those layers. So you don't even have to worry about that. So just do exactly the same like I do. Just tap all over it, or just you can add some black paint if you want to cover the white bits out. And just play around with those colors. Don't be afraid of messing something up because it's impossible. You can always fix it.
And then we just very lightly, with circular motions, go over. Don't worry about this. Just blend it in stronger. That's it. You won't ruin anything. Okay. And then here, some light circular motions. We'll be adding some more black here as well. So you just kind of slowly, very slowly building up that layer by layer that transition from one color onto another one. And you want it to look as natural as possible. So you don't want it to seem like there's you just want it to look natural. That transition from one color to another. And more slowly, barely touching the surface. Just the tips of the brush. Circular motions like so. And just drag it all into here. Drag it all down. Okay. And you have to repeat the same thing over and over and over. So everything needs to be repeated over and over.